Hi, my name is Jacob, also known as True Blueberry, and we're going to be ranking the Resident Evil series today. I love this game series so much. It's my favorite of all time. I have so many wonderful memories attached to these games. Ever since I was a little kid in the 90s, I love these games so much, and I just wanted to share my opinion, and I just wanted to say that it's my opinion, and it might differ from yours, and that's okay, because something I might adore, you might not be the biggest fan of, and vice versa. So let's just be respectful and, talk about why we love each game. Let's just talk about it. Anyway, so without further ado, let's begin, and I'm going to start with an obvious one for me. Where is it? There he is. Nemesis. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is an S for me because I just think it's perfection. It has perfect action, it has perfect survival horror, everything you want in a Resident Evil game. The RNG is amazing in this game. Every time you enter a room, you might fight zombie dogs, you might fight zombies, you could fight brain suckers or spider. It's very different. Every time you play, 10 different people will get different, different experiences, different enemies, and, different item placements and all that stuff. That's really cool. I think that's really cool. It includes the replayability, and there's costumes, and there's it introduced mercenary mode, but Resident Evil 2 had the extra battle mode. Which is cool. I liked that a lot. But anyway, we're talking about Resident Evil 3. And, of course, Nemesis. We can't not talk about Nemesis. Nemesis is scary even today. This game has been released for over 20 years, and I still get chills and the fear every time he goes, stars. And it's just incredible. I love this game so much. It's an S for me. And the characters are cool, the clock tower setting, returning to the RPD. It's different every time, different combinations for codes. And I love how it's unique every time. That's why it's famous in the speedrunning community as well. Because it's a challenging game, and I love it. And it's just this unstoppable stalker monster just never leaves you alone. He can enter through door, loading screens, and he just won't let up, and terrifying. I love this game so much. So yeah, that's that. What's next? Let's talk about Umbrella Card. A lot of people don't know about this game. Lucky them. It is a disappointment. It is just in the wrong direction, and there's not much to say. It's basically unplayable. It's not a fun experience, and I don't really even want to talk about it. It's just really disappointing. And on to the next. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's see. Let's go. Yes, Resident Evil Remake! Yes, this is a perfect remake. This is what is setting an example of what a remake should be about. Now, people think it's a remaster. That's how close it is to the game. But it's a remake that came out in 2002, and then they remastered it, to make it look even shinier and prettier. And that's why people it's called Resident Evil Remastered for, newer consoles. So that's why people think it's a remaster. And this is one of the best games I've ever played of all time. It is so good. It's so good. And it takes stuff from the original game and makes it better. It includes everything, pretty much everything, except maybe one or two rooms. This is what a remake should be. It takes the great things and even the bad things and improve upon them in the remake. And that's how you do it. And also tweaks a little thing. So there's new scares, there's new enemies. My God, Lisa Trevor is so disturbing, and her backstory is so haunting, and it's tragic. And I love this game so much. Survival horror at its perfection. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, so And also, it kept some cheesy lines like Jill's. It didn't keep the Jill sandwich reference completely, but it said you'd fit nicely in a sandwich or something like that. And it was just, it improved, and the voice acting's better and much better. And Resident Evil is known for bad voice acting. So with that being said, I'm gonna say Resident Evil Original is an A because it is an amazing game. It set a precedent. It started it all. And the voice acting is incredible. It's just so bad that I love it. It's so bad that it's good. The dialogue is awkward. I have this, just thank you. I'll take this. I can quote this game back and forth. I remember playing this game when I was a kid, and my dad saying, "These are amazing graphics." They are, and they were at the time. And it's incredible how far in technology we've come. I love this game. I love the difference between Chris and Jill, how it's harder as Chris, and I just the bad voice acting. I just can't get over that. It's especially Rebecca. Oh my gosh, Rebecca sounds like a bad anime character. And it really, but bad voice acting. It's incredible. It's eerie, and it really scared me. Especially that dog through the window scene scared me. I was scared as a kid, and I can't help but smile while talking about these games, especially this one, because you have to experience this game. It's so bad. It's so, like, the voice acting is so bad. It's so good. And let's talk about the DualShock edition change to the music. The music is much better in the original, game. I think it changed in the DualShock and not the director's cut. But what we have available on the PS3 store is the DualShock edition, which has the bad, basement music that you really have. This game is an experience, and I just love this game so much. Anyway, let's talk about Resident Evil 5. Okay, before I even put it anywhere, this game was meant to be a co-op game. Co-op game, S. Single player, B. Or maybe C. It's so, like, Sheva is so, when you're playing as Chris, she's so annoying because she will heal you when you don't want to be healed, and it is a lot of fun, and I really like this game. I've played it so much. I played it with a friend of mine, Kaylin. We had a lot of great memories playing this game when I was like 16 and 15 or 16. Yeah, 2000. And this game came out in 2009. So I was like 15 years old. I'm 26 now, and so it's a great action game. I know a lot of people are like, it's steered in a different direction, but also that direction, shifted with Resident Evil 4. So I'm going to put it as a B because I think it is a great game. Very different. Resident Evil has to change, or it'll be the same old formula, and it could it would get boring after a while, doing the same thing over and over. The formula, the last game. We'll get to that. But I love this blanket. It's so soft and it's so warm. Anyway, it's meant to be a co-op game, so I feel like it would be an S or maybe a strong A. And I love how you can play as Chris, and then when you beat the game, you can play as Sheva, which it's a little different because especially at the end of the game, you play it. You have to. I don't even know what you have to do in the volcano as Sheva. I only beat playing as Sheva like once or twice. I like playing as Chris in this. His biceps are the size of my head. Okay, and I have a big head. I used to play football, and they gave me an extra large helmet. It doesn't look that big right now, I don't think. But Mercenaries mode in this is so good. It's the best Mercenaries mode of all the Resident Evil games. I love that. I've 100, 200 million hours in just Mercenaries alone. It is such a blast. I think Mercenaries is even better than the story. Okay. Wait, why is there no D? Hold on, my ranking is a little weird. D. There we go, that's better. I just realized there's no D. So I'm gonna... What should I do next? First of all, okay, Gun Survivor. Where's Gun Survivor? Gun Survivor. Okay. I'm gonna put Gun Survivor. I know people might be like, it's an F. It's a D. It's playable. I've had good times, and there's replayability. I know the voice acting is even worse than the original Resident Evil, and it is. Oh my gosh, the voice acting is just, how did people allow this? Like, how? But it's the first time the game ever went first person. And there's different paths you can take. There's like 3 different paths you can take, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, it's not the most fun game. That's why it's a D, almost an E. But, hold on. I do like it. I think I'm a hardcore Resident Evil fan, so, but if you're just a casual player, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just meant for really diehard fans, so. Okay. And it's just a lot of reused assets, and yeah, so, anyway. So, we're gonna do next. I don't know, man. Excuse you, motorcycle. Excuse you. I'm talking here. So, that being said, let's do Gun Survivor 2, Code Veronica. F is going to be just completely unplayable. E, it's playable. It's short. It's, it's for the diehard fans. It's not really much. It's not that great. But it's whatever. It's, it's whatever. I don't really have much to say. It's just Resident Evil Code Veronica, first-person arcade shooter. That's what it is. Resident Evil 7. I just beat this again last night, and I tried Madhouse for the first time today, and I am stuck on Mia. Like, I can't do it. So I'm gonna keep trying that. But I love that how. Also, with Resident Evil 1 and this Madhouse, switches items around, which is really cool, and I like how Arranged Mode does that for Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut. So that's pretty cool. So Resident Evil 7 it's after Resident Evil 6. We'll talk about Resident Evil 6 in a little bit. Resident Evil 7 brought horror back into the game series, and a lot of people didn't like the first person shift. A lot of people didn't like the fact that we introduced new characters, and I agree to a certain point. But let's just face it, Resident Evil characters are getting old. The games have been out for 25 plus years now. 26, 25, whatever. And 25 years. I just wanted to clarify that, yeah. And so the game characters are getting older, and maybe they're retiring, and also I do wish we could see more Jill, because Jill is my favorite, Resident Evil game character. But I think this was necessary after Resident Evil 6 being so actiony and people complaining, and rightfully so. I feel like it's an A. Mostly, I think up till the boat section is a 10 out of 10. Perfect game. I have no complaints at all. It is perfect. It's perfect, I feel. It's horror at it's terrifying. It's one of the scariest games ever made to me. And you have to play it right, though. You can't play it at 4 p.m., lights on, music playing some, music and just being distracted. You have to, I recommend playing it in VR. It's terrifying in VR. And it's one of the only games I've actually tested out in VR. But lights off, you have to really be immersed in it to really get the full experience. But I will say the boat section was very lackluster. All the rooms look the same. It's a boat, what do you expect, really? And, but on repeat playthroughs, say that really, repeat playthroughs, that's a little tongue twister. It's grown on me a little more, but it's definitely not as good as the rest of the game. So if it was just the boat section, it would probably be a B or a C. If it was just, the Baker House and all that, it would be an S. It's an A. I don't mind the mine section. The final boss is lackluster as well. It's a little disappointing, but that's just me nitpicking. Then it's an incredible game. Jack is terrifying. My dog's laying in her cage because I have Electra here and I have Zoe over there. They're my German Shepherd babies, and she just likes laying in her cage sometimes. I don't understand why, but anyway, back to Resident Evil 7. Jack is terrifying. Marguerite is terrifying. Lucas in the trap house, like the trap section of the game, is nerving. Everything about them terrifying. Great voice acting. I mean, it's like it has inspiration of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It has just everything. I really enjoy it. I know it's different. I know it's a little different from the series, especially first person. I like first person. Personally, I don't care if it's third person or first person. I love the game Alien Isolation. I love Outlast. I love horror games, and first person really does immerse you and definitely puts you in the shoes of the character a lot more, I feel. But I do love the third person, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, which we'll get to. And Resident Evil 7 is a really good game. I really like it. What else to say? Uh-oh. Resident Evil 6. Let's talk about it. It has the most content in the game series. Cool. You can play as Leon or Helena, which I found out is the same voice actress as Abby in The Last of Us 2, and she's been in so much stuff. That's cool. You can play as Jake or Sherry. You can play as Chris or Piers. You can play as Ada. You know, there's a lot of modes, and they try to do too much in this game, which is nice because in other entries on the list, they didn't try really at all. So, definitely put on. There's pros and cons. Leon is survival horror, but it has a lot more action. People are like, it's survival horror, but there's a lot of this is an action game. And people are like, it's not a real Resident Evil game. I hate hearing it's not a real Resident Evil game. Resident Evil has a game for everyone. And might be someone's favorite game. I've heard people say this is their favorite game. I've also heard people rank it as an F. I don't think it's an F. I have enjoyed playing it. I do not like playing Chris's campaign. Oh my gosh, that is... I hate it, but I love Pierce. Pierce is a great character. But, oh my gosh. I like playing as Jake and Sherry because I like stealth in video games. I really like in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Where is that? It's there. It's here. I love the Sherry section in Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm going to rate this a low C, high D. It's okay. It's okay. It's not necessarily for me. I'm not the biggest action shooter game person. I don't know what to call it, but it's okay. It has its moments, honestly, and I like that Capcom did try. They put effort into this, and I don't know. It's a very mixed feeling playing this game. It really is. I'm drinking my iced tea in this. I just got this new water bottle. It's peach and blueberry. Low on the blueberry. Anyway. So, Resident Evil 6, I don't have much else to say. It has its moments. Alrighty. I'm gonna put... We'll talk about Village a little later because that just came out. I'm gonna put Resident Evil 2 Remake and ask because it is my most played, game right now. Like, I have invested over 200 hours in it, which is nothing to some speedrunners. I know that, but I'm just a casual guy, work as a barista, like, I published a few books, Resident Evil 2 Remake, I love this game so much. I have had so many great memories with it, and it's only been out a couple of years. What are you doing? You're cute. Okay. Resident Evil 2 Remake, I think they've improved on a lot. I know they did take away a couple things like spiders. I don't really care about spiders or crows. I know some people do. But Resident Evil 2 Remake, I love Claire's campaign a lot. I love Leon's campaign a lot. I love the Sherry section. I think Chief Irons it really is creepy, and Mr. X is just terrifying. He stalks you relentlessly. Oh my gosh, Mr. X was the most improved upon thing in the game. Incredible. The B scenarios, lackluster. Oh, it makes me want to put it down A, but I just love it. It's a personal favorite. I can see through the faults. I know it's not the best. I want to say it is one of the best survival horror games of all time. It is, but the B scenarios I feel were tacked on last minute because people were complaining there's no B scenarios. The campaigns are amazing, but canon. Resident Evil doesn't know what canon is, honestly. What is the canon anymore? Like, everyone, what's real? What's real anymore? But the characters were greatly improved upon. I love Sherry. Sherry wasn't that great in the original. She was kind of annoying. Like, not gonna lie. Like, and the sections where you play as Ada or Sherry in the original, you just push some blocks and do a little quick puzzle. Yeah. And then you play as them again, maybe, if you choose the A scenarios. And, but it's really improved upon, I feel. I like the Ada section in the remake. Some people didn't. But the sewer section is really improved upon. Everything is improved upon. Like, it's a great remake. It did take away a couple things, and it is a personal favorite of mine. Some people might rank it a little lower, but it's just a personal favorite of mine. I can't help. I love what I love, and yeah. Now, where is it? Oh boy. A lot of people love this game. I like it. I do. It is not a great remake. Let's just be real. It's a horrible remake, and a lot of people feel it was supposed to be DLC for Resident Evil 2 Remake, but they tacked along Resistance with it and made it full price. It feels like $29.99. I wouldn't have any complaints, but it was $60, and it took me like 4 hours to beat it. I could have taken my time though. But it took me about 4 or 5 hours to beat it, and it took me about 5 hours because they didn't include cutscenes in that final time. So I'd say about 5 hours. But I will say, let's talk about the positives. Let's talk about the positives of Resident Evil 3 Remake. The characters, so great. Carlos is the hair. Everything about it, just Carlos is well done. Mikhail, I can't pronounce it. Mikhail, whatever you want to call it, incredible. The dodge system is greatly improved upon it. Because in the dodge system in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, no, it doesn't work most of the time. And when it works, you didn't mean to do it. So the dodge system was really fun. And the characters are improved upon, let's say, but it is short. Resident Evil games are short, though. Let's admit that. Resident Evil games are short. They're short, but based on replayability. They're meant to be replayed over and over again. So, but it's just not a good remake. I like the brain sucker or drain demo section. I do like that section a lot. Hospital section was greatly improved upon, but there is so much cut content. The clock tower, you took away the clock tower, Capcom. Like, every game in the series has a clock tower, but it's not the game, it's the remake. Like, I love the clock tower. It's very eerie. It's a different setting, and then it has the, in the original Resident Evil 3, it has the, you think it's almost that it's pretty much the end of the game. They're like, I'm saved. It's finally over. You know that scene? And then Nemesis takes the rocket launcher and takes down that helicopter. Like, where's that? I think it's in the beginning of the Resident Evil 3 remake. It's more of a reimagining than a remake. Sucks. This had the potential to be an S rank, the best game in the series. It had so much potential, but Nemesis doesn't even stalk you really. And the part where he stalks you in the beginning of the game, like the first fourth of the game, is That is so much fun. That's what the game should have consisted of. Give us more of that, and it would have been an S, but he stopped stalking you right away after you get into the sewer section. He doesn't, and the game is fun, but it's not a great remake. And it was disappointing. It broke my heart a little bit because I was so excited for that. Especially, it had a lot to live up to after Resident Evil 2 Remake. It had a lot to live up to. I don't know where to put it because I do enjoy it. It is what it is. It is what it is. I do wish Nemesis stalked you a little bit. And he transforms a little too early. A lot of things happen a little too early in this game. I'm going to put it a C or a B. I'm going to put it... Oh, I don't know. Is there a C plus? It's a low B, C plus. I'm going to put it C. But it is better than Resident Evil 6, isn't it? I don't know. This is tough. This is a tough one because I did enjoy it. There's, some memes with it. Bitch can't even swim. Like, I love that. Like, yeah, that's a great line. But, and there's no mercenary mode. There's Resident Evil Resistance, which I didn't enjoy Resident Evil Resistance. A lot of people did. A lot of people didn't. I'm going to put that as an E. I just don't like it. I don't. It's not an F. F is unplayable. But I personally feel, and I know other people feel that they made Resident Evil 3 meant for DLC, and they're like, wait, we could chart? And they released Resident Evil Resistance trailer, and no one liked the idea of it. So they're like, shit, no one's going to buy it, but people will buy Resident Evil 3 Remake, so we can tack it on, not make it $20, not make it $29.99, we can pack it, make it a $60 package. And it sucks. Resident Evil 3 Remake could have been something great, and it was. It had its moments. It had some fan service, but they took away a lot of the exploration. Resident Evil 3 Remake is all about exploration. So, and it just kind of took it away. You can't backtrack, and it's backtracking, but not. In the original, backtracking doesn't necessarily feel like backtracking. It's really cool backtracking. I want to Resident Evil Reverse. We'll talk about a little later. We'll talk about it with Village. I'm going to talk about the Outbreak series. I have a friend who thinks it's an S. They are great. The loading screens are horrible. Oh my god, no! But, I'll put it ahead of Resident Evil 5. How do I do that? Oh, you can't do that. I like the second one. Oh, that's the second one. I like the second one a little more, especially because you can revisit the RPD station. But also, I think Resident Evil Outbreak 1... Where is it? Where is it? There it is. You can visit... the lab in Resident Evil 2, which is really cool. Really, really cool. I like the replayability is there for this game. It's very unique. It's very different. I don't know what else to say. The levels are really cool. The stages, or whatever you want to call them, they're really cool. I enjoy these games a lot. They're B's for me. That I really enjoy the games a lot. So let's move on. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh, I don't like how the virus outbreak thing is in the corner of the screen. And I think if it gets to 0 or gets to 100, you die automatically. It takes away some exploration. Maybe, I don't know. I never got there, but it definitely put some nervous feeling in me. It's saying I got to beat this level quickly or I'm going to lose. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I don't know. I've only played these games once, and that's, like, I need to replay these. So, and I've only, actually, no, I played them twice. I only played them twice, sorry. Yeah, I played them twice recently. Gaiden. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of nostalgia for this one, but I don't like it. I don't think it was a cute idea for Resident Evil to put it on Game Boy. It was a great idea, but not a good idea for me. I didn't like it at all. And the music is annoying, and the battle system is very RPG, which, you had to do what you had to do. But, I'm glad it brought some fans to the series or whatever, this is meant for a hardcore fan, and I'm not one of them. I almost want to put an F, but I'm going to put it an E, because it is playable. And nothing can top Umbrella Corps. Nothing. Well, let's see. Resident Evil 4. This is a controversial one. A lot of people rank it as a C. A lot of people rank it as an S. I love it. I don't care what people say. I think, yes, it took it in the wrong direction. Not in the... Whoa. I gotta backtrack. Some people might think it took it in the wrong direction. That's what I meant to say. Let's face it. The last game in the series to be released was Resident Evil 0. And it didn't do too well on initial release. When it was re-released and remastered... not remade, remastered. Let's separate those two. And it didn't do too well at first, and Capcom probably panicked and wanted to change the recipe, the formula of the game series. And I think Resident Evil 4 definitely has its scary moments. When you hear that chainsaw rev, your heart is pounding in the village section. Oh my gosh, they just keep coming and coming, and you're like, what is going on? What is going on? And definitely a hard game if you don't know what you're doing. The controls, there might be a Resident Evil 4 remake. The controls aren't that outdated. I don't really think it needs a Resident Evil 4 it doesn't need a remake. I think Code Veronica here needs a remake treatment ASAP, because it's still the fixed camera angles, and I like the fixed camera angles. But a lot of new players don't want to play it, who are brought into the series from Resident Evil Village and 7, don't like the fixed camera angles, which to each their own. Resident Evil 4 really set an example, and I think a lot of games were inspired by it, and I think that, and it's one of the best games ever made, people consider that, and I think it's great. I do. I love it, and I know it brought some action into the series, which people don't like. I know. It was very arcadey, the way you kill the Ganados, and a light pops up, over their corpse, and you collect items. It's very arcadey, but it's fun. It's a fun game. There's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and Mercenary Mode's really cool. I love how they brought that back. Mercenary Mode's, it's tricky in this one. And Separate Ways, a lot of content, a lot of costumes. The costume where Ashley is a knight in armor, that's really cool. That's pretty cool. Ashley's annoying. Can't help but hear, "Help! Leon, help! Leon!" I hear that in my sleep after I play this game. And Salazar is laughable. This game is based on memes. Your right hand comes off. There's a lot of quotes that I can remember. And I love this game. I do. I love it. So... this isn't really in any order. If I put this in order, I would be here all day, which this video is probably long enough. Let's see. Code Veronica. This one is a lot of people's favorites. Everyone has favorites. Resident Evil Code Veronica has a flaw. It's the zapping system, which worked so well in Resident Evil 2. Where's Resident Evil 2 original? I'm surprised I didn't rank that one yet. Resident Evil Code Veronica, you can really soft lock when you play as Chris, and then go back as playing Claire for a little section. Oh my god, that ceiling puzzle, not that ceiling puzzle, but the trap puzzle really terrifies me. Oh my god, no death run and no saving run, to get an S rank or A rank is really terrifying, because you have to play this 3 or 4 hour long game without dying. You get a save at the midway point, which doesn't count as you switch over to a new disc. But it's it's the hardest one to get at, the A or S rank for, I feel. And it introduced it, Steve is laughable. Oh my god, Steve is horrible. Oh my god, so funny. Father, I can't. Oh my god. No, but yeah, like I was saying, you could soft lock and take all your weapons back that you stored as Chris, because you think, okay, I played this game majority as Claire, and I played as Chris for a little bit. I'm going to play as Claire and beat the last boss. So you take all your weapons, and then you go take care of Steve and find Steve, and that's it. You're back as Chris. In the middle of a boss fight. You're in the middle of a boss fight. You might not have anything except your knife. I haven't soft locked. I know, play on repeat playthroughs, you'll figure it out. But on your first initial playthrough, you could really screw yourself over. You really can, which sucks. The backtracking is a little much. I know I've said a lot of negative. It's just a very mixed bag game. I like how you can push zombies off without getting bitten. I like how you start off in the cemetery area and you don't have any weapons. You have to maneuver around the, dead zombies. Yeah, the cemetery zombies. Alfred, I like Alfred. I do like Alfred. I think he's cheesy anime character but I think it's really cool. The music is so well done. It has one of the best soundtracks in the game series. The opera when you fight Alexia for the first time. Very memorable. This game has a lot of good and bad. That's why I'm gonna rank it a B. Has so much good. The save music is so welcoming and warm, and I love it. This game gives you a lot of ammo. A lot of people say that it doesn't, and I feel like it does, but I don't know. Resident Evil is not... You're not supposed to kill everything. You're supposed to, it's not one of those games where you kill everything. But I don't want people to think I don't love this game. I do. I'm going to put it ahead, even though I'm not really ranking these in order. I love this game. I do. I enjoy it. I have fun playing it. I almost want to rank it an A. I do. But I have to be honest for what it is. It's not the greatest because of that. Because of the faults. It's the only one I'll really critique like this. I love it, though. I have fun. I have a lot of fun playing this game. I do, but I can't ignore the problems with it, I really want a remake for this. It deserves the remake touch. It really does, and maybe it'll improve upon it, and it could be one of the... I can rank it up here if it was a remake. If it was remade properly. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk Resident Evil 2 Original. I was going to rank it an A. I have. It's an A+, lower S. Screw it. It's an S. It's an S! Replayability. 4 main scenarios. And yes, they are similar, but it didn't do... In the remake, it didn't do what it did here. It didn't have the zapping system. And Claire and Leon don't talk as much. They talk a lot in Resident Evil 2, original. They talk on the radio, and they communicate, and it makes sense. And when you play the A scenario and the B scenario, you'll hear what they were doing while they call them on the radio at the right time, and different boss fights in the A and B scenarios, which is so cool. Mr. X is not intimidating in this. They definitely improved upon that in the remake, but the A and B scenarios... the B scenarios are awesome. I love the B scenarios. It's really different. Really different. Basically, if you don't know, you get into a car crash at the beginning of the game, and if you choose Claire A and choose Claire as the first one, you just go straight ahead, and Claire gets on this side, Leon gets on this side. But if you shoot, and that's how you start the game, you go that path, But if you choose Leon A and Claire B, you swerve, and Leon gets out this way, and Claire goes out that way. And so it's really cool how they really put the replayability there. There's some costumes that I don't really use. It has the extra battle mode. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's a great game. It's more weapon variety, and each character gets their own weapons and gets their own character they want to save, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I want to talk about these because I just played the hell out of Village. I was on vacation for a week and a half, and the game has been out for a week and a half, and I played the hell out of it. But we'll talk about it. I'm going to say Umbrella Chronicles is a C. Yeah. I don't like the Resident Evil 3 section of Umbrella Chronicles. If you don't know what Umbrella Chronicles is, it's basically an on-rails shooter, and no one asked for this, but I do enjoy it a little bit. And it's kind of like a retelling, like a reimagining of what happened in the game, and it's cool, it's fun, and if you like the game series, you might like it. But there's Resident Evil 3 in this. Why can't they do a proper remake of Resident Evil 3? Because they didn't do it here either. And I'm going to say Darkseid Chronicles I enjoyed more. They have... So basically on Umbrella Chronicles, they have the retelling of Resident Evil 1, 0, and 3. Is that it? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played it. Like, probably about a year. And I've only played it like 3 times. That's low for me, because I've played Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 60 times, Resident Evil Remake 20 times, Resident Evil 220 hours or so in this. I've played all these many, many, many times in my life. Darkseid Chronicles probably about 8 to 10 times, and I think it is improved upon. Resident Evil Darkseid Chronicles has Code Veronica 2. It has a new scenario with Leon and Krauser. Which, back to Resident Evil 4, they introduce a new character in the Chapter 5, the last sections of the game. They introduce Krauser, and then Leon, when you're about to do the knife battle, Leon's like, Krauser? I died in a car crash. That's what they told me. And I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, we had no introduction to him. And are we supposed to know who they are? So I'm glad they included a Krauser section in that. That was cool. And yeah, there's not much else to say. They're fun. They're okay. They're not bad games. I enjoy them for what they are. It's a low B, high C. I'm gonna put it as a C. I have to be honest. It's okay. I don't go back to it all the time. And let's see. Mercenaries 3D, it is what it is. It's a little glitchy. I'm going to put it as a D. It's Mercenaries. I don't know what else to say. It's Mercenaries. Whatever. It's there. It's all there is to it. After you play it, there's not much else to do, So, Mercenaries 3D, it is what it is. Resident Evil 0. That's a good game. I love it, but it does have some problems. There's no item boxes. You have to carry the hook shot around so much throughout the entire game. You don't know when you'll need it, and there's no item box to store it in, so, you might leave it back at that mansion section, and you will need it at the church section after you go through 15 loading screens. You have to take 10 minutes. You have to and also you don't have item boxes, so you have to carry and you drop items, which is cool. They should have gave you that option to have the item box and to drop an item. Because when your inventory is full, you can't pick up any items, which it's helpful that you can drop items in this. So good on them, but no item boxes. Okay, we can roll with that. But if your inventory was bigger, that's helpful, but it is realistic for you to only have 6 slots. Let's be real. No one can carry 12 item slots, where a shotgun can carry, in Resident Evil 3, shotgun only takes one slot, but a key takes 1 slot too. It's weird. It is a little unrealistic. Resident Evil 0 has great, it's cool. You can control 2 characters at once, which is pretty cool. I like that. And the AI is mostly okay. It helps you shoot enemies. You want to bring your partner with you no matter what. I play as Billy and have Rebecca as the AI character, because Rebecca has little health compared to Billy. Billy's faster, but Rebecca you can mix herbs with. It's cool. They all have the strengths and weaknesses. It's cool. But the hook shot, man. The hook shot. Hook shock. I said, oh my gosh. I'm talking too much, and I get nervous while talking, so please excuse me. I've been talking for a while now. Resident Evil 0. The leeches are terrifying. The leech monsters are terrifying. They made me so scared as a kid. But, oh my gosh. This is the last game before a release, basically, for until Resident Evil 4, which, Resident Evil 4 took the game in a different direction. But I do like Resident Evil Zero. I'm going to rank it as a B because it definitely has some cool puzzles that include both characters. But there are some faults. Also, revisiting the section in Resident Evil 2 is pretty cool, or like kind of like a copy of it. I don't really know if it is actual replica of it, because like, and it's too bad we didn't see that in Resident Evil 2, the marshalling yard, but I really love this game. I do love it. I love all these games so much, and I know there are problems with it. Like I said, I like Survivor. But I know there's problems with it, and I know there's issues that doesn't make it the most fun. And I know there's issues with Resident Evil. No, there isn't. There's no issues with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I love Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And Resident Evil 1 Remake didn't make it canon completely. It doesn't switch up and say which one was really real. And they talk about it in future games where it really was Jill who was taken, or it really was Chris that was put in the jail cell. Also, why was there a jail cell in the Umbrella Lab? Let's talk about that. Anyway, Resident Evil Zero is a great game. I like that we got to play as Rebecca. Yeah. But also, in Resident Evil 1 Remake, they make Rebecca scared of a hunter again. But she took out hunters left and right in Resident Evil Zero. So I make up this theory in my mind that Rebecca just didn't have her gun with her. Or she ran out of ammo. So she was scared, cowering back, like, oh my gosh, that's when you play as Chris and go to save her. That's the only theory I can come up with. That she ran out of ammo, or she forgot her gun, or she was injured. So yeah. Operation Raccoon City. I need to replay this. I can't rank this fairly. I never beat it. It's the only one I really never beat other than Umbrella Corps. I need to give it more of a fair shot. But my first 2 attempts at playing it, I didn't really enjoy it. We'll rank it. It's not fair to rank it. I don't want to. I don't think it's fair. But I know a lot of people don't like it. But there's some, I think you explore the RPD station. I never got that far. And it's, the ending is weird. And also Nemesis in this. Why can't they get Nemesis' growl right? They did it, Nemesis' growl well in Resident Evil 3 Remake. His roar. Some of these are just laughable. I'm going to rank it a D for now. Revelations 2. Let's do Revelations 1. I'm going to rank it a C. I don't have too much fun with it. I don't know why. The raid mode is really cool. I don't know what else to say about it. I love Jill. It's probably the characters. The characters are annoying. What's her name? Jessica or whatever? She's annoying. And the other characters are so annoying. But I really do I love all these games. Even if I'm putting it, in a D, I like Survivor. I like the, Gun Survivor 2, Code Veronica. It is what it is. I don't hate these games except Umbrella Corps. Umbrella Corps is the only one I really dislike. But Revelations is really good, I think. I think it's different. It's a little different how you can scan things and find items. I think that's cool. It's just something doesn't really sit well to rank it higher. But I know people love the game a lot. So, we all have our own taste. Revelations 2. This game is scary. Is it just me, or is this game terrifying? Also, before I even go on, I don't like how you can change your ending based off a QuickTime event. Basically, as Moira goes to get the gun, or Claire gets the gun. If Claire gets the gun, you get the bad ending. If Moira gets the gun, you get the good ending. I got the good ending, but it's not everyone will get the good ending. And the good ending is so much better than the bad ending. So much better. Also, I love how there's many different endings for all these games. I think that's really cool. Resident Evil 3 has 2 endings, or kind of 3 endings if you shoot down Nikolai. This has 6 endings. It has 4 whatever. the B scenario I count as a true ending, obviously. This has one ending, which is still fine. It doesn't have to have all these endings. Four endings or two endings, whatever you want to count. 6 endings, 2 endings, 2 endings, 1 ending. There's a lot of replayability here. Kind of 2 endings depending on who you play as. You play Sheva or Chris. One ending, right? Yeah. So you get my point. There's multiple endings, which is really cool in games. Really cool. But Revelations 2, I really love this game. I think it's terrifying. I love that you get to play as Barry. We haven't heard of Barry in forever. Playing as Barry, and I love Claire. I love Claire, and I love Moira. I think the characters are really well done in this. And there is so much fan service where Claire talks about a gun. It's more reliable than any person. That's a throwback to Code Veronica, and Barry says, "Who's the master of unlocking now?" Throwback. It's really cool. And the enemies are cool. I love this game. I think it's so well done. I had so much fun playing it. I don't know what else to say. It's really well done. The character, and Alex Wesker's really cool. The final boss is so cool. Everything about this game is cool. It's really cool. A good game. Dead Aim. It's a D. It's whatever. It's okay. It's just I've only beat it like 3 or 4 times. I haven't played it in forever. I really should pop it in again. I don't even know if I have it, honestly. I should, maybe play it again, give a better perspective on it in future video or whatever. I want to start my YouTube channel again. I used to talk about Resident Evil all the time when I was like 13 and 14 and do these little skits and videos and stuff like that. Dead Aim it's okay. It's the Gun Survivor 3, if you didn't know. But it has a new character, and the characters are kind of lame, and the enemies are kind of weird, and you're on a boat, and there's a lot of boat sections in these Resident Evil games. So, anyway. Let's talk about Reverse, and then the newest installment in the Resident Evil series. Reverse is a beta. It's not out yet. How can I rank it? I don't want to rank it, but what a lot of people, I think it'll be cool. It'll be nice to play with other people. Resident Evil Resistance, I think that Reverse will do it better than Resistance, I feel. Even though they're pretty different. I don't want to rank this. I didn't play the beta, but I watched people play it and I've seen videos. If it's improved upon, then I think it could be a B or whatever. I don't know. It could be a lot of fun. I can't rank it yet. It's not out yet. And maybe I'll do a video on it and talking about it when it's actually out. It was supposed to be packaged with Village, but I like the fact that they delayed it because they were like, it's not ready yet. And I think it's better to postpone something than release it and it not be up to the full quality it deserves. So I think that was a good move. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. So I'm not going to rank it. So go away. Village. I have played this game 12 times and it's been a week and a half. I love this game. I love it. I have no complaints other than I wish Lady D was in it a little longer. Dimitrescu. I love her. I love fighting these her daughters. I think the dollhouse is terrifying. Heisenberg's section is a little weird. I felt bad for Moreau. I like the factory. Some people didn't like the factory. It didn't overstay its welcome, but it was a little stretched out. But I didn't dislike it. I think this game is a 9.5 out of 10. I love it. This isn't in the right order, but I think it's an S rank. I do. I think it's an S rank. I think it's very deserving of an S rank. They put a lot of love into it, and they didn't reuse assets like Resident Evil 3 Remake. Reuse those assets for Resident Evil 2 Remake. But I think the Lycans are terrifying. The bosses are terrifying. I love all the boss fights in Resident Evil Village. I think they're all well done. I can't get past Heisenberg and Village of Shadows. I need to keep trying, but I'm almost platinumed the game. I just need like 3 trophies or whatever. Mercenary mode, a little lackluster. You only play as Ethan. The ending of Village is so sad. I cried. I actually did cry. You know, I like the father looks for daughter type stories, like the Evil Within and stuff like that. Evil Within 2. And, Village was a really good game. The villains are great. Miranda, the voice acting was really good. I think so. Fighting Lady D, when you fight Lady Dimitrescu, her voice acting is really cool. You've got nowhere else to go, Ethan. I just love it. So come to your despair. It's a little dramatic, but I love drama. I love dramatic stuff. Mother Miranda's voice acting was really good, really good. I will take back my dog. I love, the voice acting from here to Resident Evil 1, gone far, and it's amazing. The hand details are incredible. Poor Ethan's hands. Ethan's hands. Oh my gosh. And I like how they explained how he could fix himself. His hand getting cut off. I like how they explained that. The ending was really sad. The Chris section was a little Call of Duty-ish, but, when you play as Chris, in any Resident Evil, this guy is very high trained. What do you expect? What do you expect him not to, be an action monster? I prefer his section in Resident Evil 8 than Resident Evil 6, so, I love Village. I think the intro is cool. I just love this game. I love this game, and my first playthrough was about 11 or 12 hours, and I had so much fun with it, and I'm gonna keep playing it, and I'm glad it was released. Chris wasn't in it that much, but whatever. And I heard Ada was supposed to be in it. Maybe Ada will be in some DLC, but they scrapped Ada in the mainline game, But I really like Moreau's character because I kind of felt bad for him. Did anyone else feel bad for him? And the dollhouse, like I said, that is one of the most terrifying. It's very PT-esque vibe, which is cool. I like that. Very scary. They said they toned down the scares for Resident Evil 8, but there were a lot of scary moments for me. Like, a lot of, whoa, holy shit! And the village, like an attack, or it was very reminiscent of Resident Evil 4's village attack. But, I don't know, because, Resident Evil 4, at least you can defend yourself and get ammo, because it's very arcadey. You pick up ammo, they drop ammo. Resident Evil Village, they don't drop ammo, they drop money or crystal skulls. It is very scary, and you have to basically just run around. The difficulties are, fun, and, the boss fights are cool. I don't know what else to say, but I really love this game. And so that wraps up my the video. I don't know what else to say. I love this game series. I hope you like my list. Let's look it over. Resident Evil. I think this is fair. Like I said, Reverse, I can't rank it. It's not out. That's not really fair. And I think I definitely will give Operation Raccoon City a fair chance. So let's give it, I think I'll play it today or tomorrow. I have to go back to work tomorrow. That should be an experience. After not being there for a week and a half. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what you think. I'm sorry it ran on a little long. I just can talk about the Resident Evil games forever. So, thank you for watching. My name is Jacob, also known as True Blueberry, and rock and roll. Bye.